And before we get to comments, I want to make sure we talk about this too, because I'm sure most people aren't really saying anything. Is anything positive?
You think that was what he was teasing?
I think it. Okay, so anyway, hold on, we'll see. So I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying this is what people are talking about. We've already talked about. What are you doing?
Peekaboo. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so people are talking about Gunther seemingly teasing a future storyline with CM Punk simply because when he was talking to Kaiser and he said, "Look in my eyes, what do you see?" And then Kaiser said, "The cult of personality," and it was like, "Oh,
verbatim,
no,
yes, he did.
Yeah, but no, Gunther really did say, "Look in my eyes, what do you see?" And of course, when you hear those words, you think of CM Punk because of his theme song. Then people were automatically jumping on this and being like, okay, did he just like confirm what he's going to be doing after whatever he's doing with Damian Priest? It's possible because as we know, before or after the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, CM Punk came out and was like riding on his high horse, being like, ha ha ha, I just beat him in a strap match. Now I'm going on to Gunther. Before McIntyre was like, I don't think so, dummy. And so that was when he pivoted back to obviously what we got, which is my match of the year, the Hell in a Cell between Punk and McIntyre. So Punk already teased that he had his eyes on Gunther before he's been on this hiatus. So I think then hearing Gunther say something like this, it's like, was that a hint? Was it just a coincidence? Was it, like you like to say, a red herring? Was it like, what was it? What do you think?
I don't think he meant to do it on purpose. I don't think he meant to do it.
It's also just a saying when you're like talking to someone in a serious way.
It's very,
you know what I mean?
It's a very old school saying,
Mm-hmm.
and Gunther is a very old school wrestler. Like, he's just matter of fact. So I don't see it being a tease in that way. Probably going to end up being wrong.
So how would you feel if it was a tease?
Well done. No, that's a very good tease and a very good way to plant the seeds for it. And if it ends up being a feud and match that we're going to see, I'm for it. I think it's gonna be a very good match as long as one person wins and the other one doesn't. But it will be correct.
Okay.
No, I love CM Punk, not that much.
Yeah.
I really want to see Gunther go over, like, beat these guys to establish himself because he deserves it. Like, we need a beast like that in the WWE. So I'm for it. I don't think it's going to happen, but watch it happen. Watch me just get slapped right across the face.
I think the timing is the most interesting part because there is no timetable according to the dirt sheets of when Punk is going to come back. The most obvious is the Netflix debut. And if he's not back consistently after that, you assume the Royal Rumble, right? So the fact that this could be happening around the Rumble, before the Rumble, like, that is what makes it really interesting because we know that Punk wants to main event a WrestleMania, and the easiest way to do that is to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think that he needs to win the Royal Rumble. We've said this last year or this past year also, because hello, it's CM Punk. Like, he doesn't need the Royal Rumble to put him in the main event. But it's interesting because if he's gonna go, like, let's say even he has a match with Gunther at the Royal Rumble for the title, that is interesting timing because then that takes him out of the Royal Rumble and then puts his match at Mania into question. And then it's like, okay, what is he doing? It also is interesting because we can talk about this maybe on Thursday, but I think since people want Gunther versus John Cena at WrestleMania, I think Gunther needs to win. Gunther can't beat John Cena. He has to beat John Cena, in my opinion.
But what about the breaking the record, Sara?
He can do that, but he doesn't need to do it at Mania. I don't want Gunther to have a losing record at Mania, bro. Are you kidding? He cannot lose the Intercontinental Championship at Mania and then the following year lose the World Heavyweight title at Mania. Hell no. Hell no. No. John Cena will be fine. How many championships has he won at Mania? How many times has he won at Mania? How many times has he main evented at WrestleMania? Stop. John Cena is going to win the 17th title in my book, but I don't think that he would do it at Mania. And the reason I think that is because of John Cena. John Cena is not The Rock. John Cena's not going to want to take the title off of a guy like Gunther at Mania, in my opinion. I don't see that happening. John Cena knows that he's accomplished everything that he possibly could in WWE besides becoming like, the winningest champion of all time.
Or Grand Slam. John Cena's never been a Grand Slam champion.
I don't think, do we care?
Like a little part of me does.
Not really, because no one even knew what the hell a Grand Slam champion was until WWE decided to make it into a thing that somehow was important.
They didn't know ball.
But also, let's be real. John Cena is not a Grand Slam champion. The Miz is a 2-time Grand Slam champion. What does that tell you? Stop it.